Call Allah Yahweh Bashim Shai Bashim Dash double honors to the elders and apostles who gave Millstone over well. Not a member, however, I've entered into the labels. Peace and mercy to the sincere brothers and sisters doing this where we are, whatever the law may be. Right now, here's a continuation here on the sentiment of the people. And that civil war is well on its way, right? Because it's twofold. Okay, you have these so-called white folks whom you can't reason with, right? Because they live in a state of perpetual delusion. Okay, we, especially as Americans, have all of us, before coming to this truth, were heavily propagandized. Okay, I don't think there is a more propagandized group of people on this planet than the average American. And to take it a little bit further, okay, the average so-called white American who has been fed all these lies about how great they are when really they're mediocre. Okay, they are nothing more than mediocre to and lower, basically, right? Or how great in their inventions are. Newsflash, the only thing they've invented was the patent office. We understand history as you know it is a complete lie. You don't learn anything until you get out of school. All right, they've been fed all of these different things about who they are and who we aren't, right? And vice versa, who we aren't and who we are and who they are, right? And every accusation, and I will not explain this any further, we're going to get into the video. Every accusation is nothing more from them. Every accusation that they make against Jake is nothing more than an admission of guilt. Throughout history, throughout the dispensations of time, all of the stereotypes they put out, all of that is nothing more than an admission of guilt. And because the Lord has made Esau bare, and because he has lifted up his skirt and removed the veil, all right, from the people, everybody sees it. Everybody is able to truly see who they are, and they're on a desperate media campaign that is failing. Now, on the flip side, okay, let me just go ahead and read Genesis 49:9 before I let it play. Judah is a lion's whelp. From the prey, my son, thou art gone up. He stoopeth down, he crouches as a lion, and as an old lion, who shall rouse him up? And this is, you're going to start seeing this, and it will go from this to some sort of race war. Then it'll be the people against, the rich versus the poor. But for the most part, it'll be E blaming Jake for E's own fuck-ups, and Jake simply defending themselves. Right, I can stand on that. We are not a violent people. Every race has their bad apples, right? And our bad apples are simply a science project of E. They're little chocolate-covered E's. Because what Jake does on the corners to their own people, they do worldwide. Subvert governments. Destroy nations of people. Genocide. And I know it's not spelled that, but okay, you understand what I'm saying. I know it's spelled with a C. Just stay with me. Certain things you say will get your video. And I don't get views, and they start popping my videos. Okay, and that's what they do around the world. So let's let this play. And you'll also, and I'll throw in another caveat too as well, that, with these organic movements will come some, infiltrators. Especially those who are, I would never trust a motherfucker who named Apostle Doctor. Okay, that's just off the dribble. You be careful. But his heart might be in the right place. You know what I'm saying? Carnally. So let's let him see what he got to say. Okay, and watch this 2 Ezra 15 slowly come to pass. The puzzles are being put in place, and this is one of them.
In case you don't know, here in the state of Mississippi, we have launched a movement called Operation No Way. And you may be asking me, what is Operation No Way? Well, I tell you what is Operation No Way. We, the black community, have decided to take matters into our own hands. As black, brown, and African Americans here, we can no longer trust the government to handle things for us. We can no longer trust the law enforcement to do what is right.
I didn't even see the comments. 144, man. Call Allah Yahweh Bashmi Al Shah Bashim Kakwadash. And newsflash, you could never, no longer, it shouldn't even be in your vocabulary. They were never trustworthy. What does Ecclesiasticus 12 and 10 tell you? But then again, you would have had to know who your enemy is. All right, but the truth that has been so long without fruit, right? 2nd Ezra 6 and was it 24? Let me go to that real quick. Because if I don't get it now, I'll forget. We'll come back to 15. I think it's 24, maybe 29. As for faith, it shall flourish. Nope, 27. For evil shall be put out, and deceit shall be quenched. And as for faith, it shall flourish. Corruption shall be overcome, and the truth, which hath been so long without fruit, shall be declared. But no justice as of yet. It will, all right? You can't get it on your own, and you can't trust them to give it. The hardest thing Jake got to do is have patience, and that's one thing niggas don't have, right? But if you give him the spirit, you give him the understanding, you know that everything that has to play out will play out before, the inevitable return of Yahweh Shai. All right, but anyway, I just had to get that, otherwise I was going to forget. So let me just let him continue on.
So we will take matters into our own hands to protect ourselves and our children in a legal way that's peaceable unto all. And that way is, right now as we're speaking, 75% of the black, brown, and African Americans here in the state of Mississippi that has a 21-year-old son or daughter or older that is eligible to receive a permit and license to carry a concealed gun or weapon here in the state. We're in the process of doing that right now. Right now, we're in the process of picking up our children from college campuses and starting paperwork as you and I are watching and talking in this video right now. As you and I are talking right now, this is what...
And that nigga gonna change the laws in 10 minutes. 10 minutes from right now, the law's gonna be changed, and then what? But you gonna continue to play a game that was meant to have you expired, right? Checked out from this earth. You gonna keep playing their games? So inevitably, these devils will move the goalposts. These devils will do every sneaky, manipulative, underhanded tactic they can do before they come down with great wrath. So this war, this civil war, this race war, these riots are inevitable, and this is just one avenue.
What is taking place right now? Bass Pro is selling out of guns. Right now, Walmart is selling out of guns. Right now, the gun ranges are filled with people right now that's practicing, because we can no longer afford for our sons and daughters to go out unprotected. Not only do we believe in God and have faith in God and we walking right, we sure enough gonna walk armed this time. Not only will we have the shield of faith, the sword of the spirit, we're gonna have a gun on our hip.
Okay, and then there's nothing wrong with that, right? That's one thing I can say. There's nothing wrong with that, as long as you know that the biggest weapon is your faith and your belief and your uprightness. Then have your gun. Your gun should not be, if you go out to camp, you shouldn't be armed, or you, don't mix that with the ministry. But you're out and about every day. More power to you.
Just to make sure, as we're walking with our feet shod, the preparation of the gospel of peace among our citizens, we're going to make sure we carry us a peace, so we can protect our peace as it pertains to our family. So that's what's taking place here in Mississippi. And we're calling every black, brown, African American family to go. If your child is at the age of 21, your son and your daughter, and they meet the qualifications, by all means, because I'm telling you right now, the pawn shops are selling out guns. It's just that serious. So in about
I would not be surprised if nationwide this is a thing, which is why there is no media coverage. You know, Satan is the prince of the power of the air, so he's going to control what you see and what you don't see. So this is 2nd Esdras 15, all right, leading up. Because it's going to be all out brawl for it all. WrestleMania up in this motherfucker pretty soon. It really is. Right? So I'm going to skip around because it's quite... Most of 2nd Esdras 15 is what we need. But I'm going to skip around and get what pertains. Right? Especially because we're talking about civilly. You know, right here on the home front. Okay? Behold, this is verse 10. My people is led like a flock to the slaughter. I will not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Egypt. But I will bring them with a mighty hand and stretched out arm. And a stretched out arm, and smite Egypt with plagues as before, and will destroy all the land thereof. Right? So that is what we are living in currently. Little by little, things are happening. And especially with the crops that you will not feel until the following harvest season. Egypt shall mourn, and the foundations thereof shall be smitten with the plagues and the punishment that Yahweh shall bring upon it. Okay, not only that, but you got the Spirit of the Lord is going to be on these. I would not the 2/3. The Spirit of the Lord ain't going to be on them, but you know that I guess for lack of a better term, that indignation is going to be on 2/3, and they're going to get 2/3 of Jake, but Jake ain't going to take it laying down, right? We are still a bigger, better, smarter, stronger people. And the only reason that those who will get, taken out at the hands of their enemies is because the Lord allowed it. That is the only reason. Only reason. And that is the only reason why we are in the situation that we're in now. Because we are in our way. The elder is strong. One is stronger than the other. Let me get that. I'll let him talk. It's only, 20 seconds left.
2 months from now, all of you that watch this video, when you come to Mississippi, don't be surprised if you see a couple with the husband with the gun on the hip, the wife with the gun on the hip, the 21 and 22-year-old with guns on the hip. It's just that serious now. We're not playing no games. And we're calling it, as it has been declared, Operation No Way.
And here's why I think... Now, there may be a grassroots movement, but here's why I think this is a snare, and you also have to be careful. One, this nigga's hair, look at his face, his beard all chopped up. His name is Apostle, Doctor. These are things you also have to pay attention to. Don't tie yourself to these worldly movements. Defend yourself, but you cannot be tied to these worldly movements. They are meant to be a snare unto you. Genesis, did I say, is it 25? I think it's 25. Gotta be. It is 25, probably 23. Isaac's sons, yep. And then verse 23. Okay. And the Lord said unto her, or Yahweh said unto her, 2 nations are in thy womb, and 2 manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels. And the one people shall be stronger than the other people, and the elder shall serve the younger. And we know who's stronger. I think we got... But you see, there's another telltale sign, operation. That is an Edomite term. And then to put it on the internet, right? This is something that should be kind of a grassroots word of mouth or not said so overtly, which also makes me think this is nothing more than a, what's that nigga's name? Grandmaster Flash, the dude from like maybe 5 years ago with the note and the NFA, the not fucking around crew, NFC. Or NFG, whatever. That psyop. That snare. Maybe it was a psyop. I don't know. This is what this gives me. And these are things that you got to do. You got to pay attention to. Walking circumspect. But at the end of the day, there is a natural rousing up of Jake anyway. And there's going to be a grassroots movement in conjunction with psyops. In conjunction with infiltrated agent provocateurs. All of it will go to serve the purpose of fulfillment of prophecy. And your job as a believer is to stay your ass out the way. All right, don't let nobody could run up on you, but don't be going looking for movements and shit to join. That is not you. Let these folks do what they do amongst themselves. You continue to pray, have faith, all right, taking care of your business, taking care of your health and your family, those your loved ones around you. All right, continue preaching if you're preaching, teaching if you're teaching, reading if you're reading. Whatever it is, keep doing, keep growing, and be better than the you that you were yesterday. Shalom.